Welcome to Accomplish Everything. I'm Shannon. So recently, my local Spirit Halloween had a 50% off sale. So I snagged a bunch of really cool stuff. One of the things I really have been wanting for quite a while, and me and my buddy both got one, the full-size deluxe Ghostbusters Proton packs. And I hung them up on the wall, and I have a big, in my video store area in my house, I have a really big Ghostbusters no ghost sign, and I put the pack up next to that, and I was like, it's missing something. There needs to be something on the other side of that. What would be good there? So I was like, Trick or Treat Studios has a really awesome Slimer that looks like it's busting out of the wall. That'd be really cool. However, that is $300, and it's also completely sold out everywhere. So if you want to get one, you're going to pay more, and who knows when it's going to be back in stock. However, I just got a really big 3D printer for my birthday, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to make my own. And while I like Trick or Treat Studios' design and everything that they did, the movie Slimer isn't necessarily my favorite. So I printed up this guy. The animated Real Ghostbusters Slimer. And I got hands that I printed up. Cut him in half so he'll be coming out of the wall. He's gonna be awesome. I figured I'd paint this guy up and get him ready for my wall. So let's get into it. Well, hopefully that's a good angle for you. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to primer him up with just some regular matte white acrylic paint. I'll do that in the hands, dry that up, and then I'll be able to color on top of it. I really like this gray plastic. This is my go-to sort of plastic, this gray, because I can see everything. If you print in just white, that's great for primer and what have you, but you can't really, it's tough to see details. So I really like the gray, and it primers real nice, and it's good. All right. So let's get into that primer. All right. I think I'm going to use this one for doing the majority of the body, the green. Just has a nice coverage on it. This one's pretty big too, but I think this is pretty good for primer. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so got everything primered up. So the thing that I'm going to start with, whenever I'm painting something, I make sure I'm painting in layers. I don't know how you do it, but since the back part of the mouth here is going to be the toughest to get to, I'm going to start with the very back and then work my way up. So I'll start with the back of the mouth, then I'll do the tongue probably, and then I'm going to work on the teeth, and then I'll go to the greens probably. All right. I didn't think about that one. Well, dang. Thought about the gums. Thought about the tongue. Didn't think about the back of the mouth. So I made a huge mistake when I decided I wanted to have the shop out here. First big mistake was, oh, I know, I'll get a whole other set of paints and just keep it out in the shop. Well, the shop isn't attached to my house, so it's not steadily heated and cooled. It's just whenever I'm out here. And you can look at that, the paint all separated. Yep, all my paints that I had out here, all the brand new set of paints, they're all like ruined. Sucks. Extreme heat, extreme cold, just separated everything. Inside the bottles, brand new bottles, just separated inside of them. Whack. Okay, so what I think I'll do is, I'll do a little mix. Since I'm going to use this for the gums, I'll just try to see if I can find some gray to do the back of the mouth. Mix that up good. Okay, just so you can see where I'm at better. So yeah, I finished up the tongue, and now I'm going to start on the green, and I'll do the hands and all that too, but there you can really kind of see the work on the tongue. So yeah, now that the inside of the mouth is done and the tongue is done, now I can start work on the rest of the body. Okay, so you saw most of that. The only other thing I did when I went to go finish this, I used the mat, right? But since it is Slimer, he needs to look slimy. So just in highlights. So just like on the tongue, on the lip here, on these rolls, you know, places like that, I used some super gloss to give him that slimy look, because he has to look slimy, right? So yeah, I did the tongue and just the highlights. Just the highlights, these little rolls here, you know, the lip, the eyes, things like that. But I think he looks awesome. Now the last part I have to do is I have to be able to hang this on the wall, right? So what I'm going to do is get out my pack of drills And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a smaller one first, so the screw will sit up in there. So I'll put a smaller one in, and then I'll do a bigger one on the bottom so the screw will actually go in and then it sits up in place. So I'm going to do that on him, and then I'm going to do that to each one of these hands. Alright, now it's just hanging them up. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Got the Spirit Halloween Deluxe Proton Pack, but then over here, there's just an empty space over there, so I'm gonna hang them up. Now Jay, when you have to move your Martian to make way for your Slimer, it's a pain. That's awesome. Heck yeah. It turned out so rad. Incredible. It turned out so good. Awesome. See you next week.